Apollo 11 was launched from Cape Kennedy on July 16, 1969. An estimated 650 million people watched Armstrong's televised image and heard his voice describe the event as he took one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. On July 28, 1969. The primary objective of Apollo 11 was to complete a goal set by President John F. Kennedy on May 25, 1961, to perform a crewed lunar landing and return safely to Earth. Now, let's talk about our own moon, our planet Earth's moon. Earth's moon is the only place beyond our planet Earth where human beings have set foot. The brightest and largest object in our night sky, the moon, makes Earth a more livable planet by moderating our home planet's wobble on its axis, leading to a relatively stable climate. The moon was likely formed after a Mars-sized body collided with our planet Earth. Earth's moon is the fifth largest of the 200-plus moons orbiting planets in our solar system. Earth's only natural satellite is simply called the moon because people didn't know other moons existed until Galileo Galilei discovered 4 moons orbiting Jupiter in 1610. NASA currently has 3 robotic spacecraft exploring the moon: Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter and the twin Artemis spacecraft, not to be confused with NASA's new Artemis program to send back astronauts to the moon. Here are some quick facts about the moon. Number 1, the moon is our planet Earth's only natural satellite and the 5th largest moon in the solar system. Number 2, the moon presence helps stabilize our planet's wobble and moderate our climate. Number 3, the moon's distance from Earth is about 240,000 miles or 250,000 miles or 385,000 kilometers. Number 4, the moon has a very thin atmosphere called an exosphere. Number 5, the moon's surface is cratered from comet and asteroid impacts. Number 6, more than 105 robotic spacecraft have been launched to explore the moon. Number 7, the moon's weak atmosphere cannot support life as we know it today. The moon was the first place beyond our planet Earth where humans tried to reach as the space age began in the late 1950s. More than 100 robotic explorers from more than half a dozen nations around the world have since sent spacecrafts to the moon. The former Soviet Union logged the first successes with its lunar program, starting with Luna 1 in 1959. And then NASA followed with a series of robotic Ranger and Surveyor spacecraft that made it possible for the first human beings to walk on the moon in 1969. Today, more than 24 humans have traveled from Earth to the moon. 12 walked on its surface. The last human visited the lunar surface in 1972. As Neil Armstrong said, that's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. Today, NASA is working to set up a permanent lunar presence on the moon. The Artemis program will develop a sustainable human presence on the moon and set the stage for further human exploration of Mars. In other words, we are going back to the moon, and this time to stay. What is a lunar eclipse? During a lunar eclipse, our planet Earth comes between the sun and the moon, blocking the sunlight from falling onto the moon. There are 2 kinds of lunar eclipses. A total lunar eclipse occurs when the moon and the sun are on opposite sides of our planet Earth, and a partial lunar eclipse happens when only parts of Earth's shadow covers the moon. During some stages of a lunar eclipse, the moon can appear reddish. This is because the only remaining sunlight reaching the moon at that point is from around the edges of our planet Earth, as seen from the moon's surface. In pop culture, our neighbor has inspired stories since the first human looked up at the sky and saw the moon. Many countries and cultures around the world use a lunar calendar instead of a solar calendar. A lunar calendar is a calendar based on the monthly cycles of the moon's phases, in contrast to the solar calendars, whose annual cycles are based only directly on the solar year. The most commonly used calendar, the Gregorian calendar, is a solar calendar system that originally evolved out of a lunar calendar system. Although the Gregorian calendar is in common and legal use in most countries, traditional lunar calendars continue to be used throughout the world to determine religious festivals and national holidays, such as Rosh Hashanah for Hebrew calendar, the Nepali New Year for Nepali calendar, Diwali for Hindu calendars, and Ramadan for Muslim calendar. The moon made its film debut in 1902 black and white silent French film called Le Voyage dans la Lune, or A Trip to the Moon, and in 1968 with the movie 2001 A Space Odyssey. Now let's recap on a kid-friendly way. Most of the planets in our solar system and some asteroids have moons. Earth has one moon. We call it the moon because for a long time it was the only one we knew about. Many languages have beautiful names for our moon. It is lunar in Italian, Latin, and Spanish, lune in French, monde in German, and Selene in Greek. Our moon is like a desert with plains, mountains, and valleys. It also has many craters, holes created when space rocks hit the surface at a high speed. There is no air to breathe on the moon. The moon travels around our planet Earth in an oval-shaped orbit, and scientists think that the moon was formed a long time ago when Earth crashed into a Mars-sized object. We always see the same side of the moon from our planet Earth, and you have to go into space to see the other side. Thank you for watching and have a great day.